Hello and welcome to a new video on how to become a digital nomad. I am Manuel and today I have a big update for you. The background is green. Look at this. It's another word now. Well, no, actually it's nothing. I just wanted to change something in the video, and the background is actually made of, it has two sides. One is blue and the other is green, so I just turn it around. Big changes ahead, right? Everything for my beloved viewers. Today, in this video, I'm gonna talk about clients, which for a digital nomad it's extremely important. And in particular in this video, we are gonna talk about how to find them and how to keep them. Because you can find all the clients of the world, but if they start running away, or if they all run away from you, that's not that's not gonna cut it, right? Now, what is really important, it's actually two things. The first one is your reputation, and the other one is skills. And amazingly, reputation is more important than skills. So you can have all the skills of the world, you can be the most clever person on the planet, but if your reputation is bad because you don't really treat your clients that well, they will still run away. And they won't come back, and well, it will be more difficult for you to find new ones. Instead, looking to the other side, if your reputation is great, even though your coding skills or your skills in general are borderline decent, it's much better for you because for some reason clients will still come back. Now, ethically, you would say, well, but how do I create a great reputation without skills? Well, I'm not gonna... who am I? Okay. Normally, yes, I would say yes, but who am I to decide what is supposed to be what? You will be surprised to see how many people are in such higher up positions and you don't really know how they got there. But let's get to the stuff. So let's start with the first topic, finding clients. So there are two ways to find clients. We can find clients online through different websites. You can find them on Google. But here a few examples. There is Fiverr, there is Freelancer, there is Upwork. And what I actually suggest you is to just subscribe to a bunch of them and give it a try. See how they work. Because every website works slightly differently, and maybe you prefer one respect the other. So let me give you a couple of examples. There is Fiverr, which is a website where you basically post something that you can do. Some sort of a job, a work, like you can create logos, you can make marketing coaching sessions, you can teach online, for example, English, a language. So you just publish that. And then what happens is that normal users will just look for that, will just look in the database, and they will just look for the people that can do what they're looking for, and that's it. So Fiverr is a type of website where there are basically people that propose to the clients things, and then the clients are like, yeah, maybe I prefer you or not. So it's more of a proposal type of job. Let's take another one, Freelancer. So Freelancer actually work in the opposite way. You don't have people posting their skills, but actually you have the opposite. You have normal users that need something to be done, which actually post the specific job of what they want to do. So the posting is on this user side. Then people that need or are looking for a job, they just look for on the database for, for stuff, for example, C++ programming or jobs that require Java programming, websites, things like this, and then they just select what they want to bid and they just bid for it. So what happens is that usually you have for every post multiple people that try to propose themselves, and then the client will select which one they prefer. Now, in both of these websites, it's very important your rating. Both of them have a rating system, and the more rating you have, the higher is the chance that you will be selected or people will pick you. Unfortunately, when you start, you have 0 stars, guess, and it's gonna be very difficult for you to make those stars go up. In fact, the only way is to actually accept very cheap, bad jobs just to get 5 ratings. And also in those cases, you probably have to give out a lot in order to satisfy the client as much as you can. So this is, how do you find online clients? And what is the fuss about offline clients? What does it even mean? So offline clients are people that you basically find by talking with others. So for example, maybe you're in a hotel, maybe you're in a hostel, and you start talking with the people at the desk. Or maybe the hostel is very small and it's maybe a familiar hostel, and you start talking with the owner of the hostel and you say, I can do this, I can do that, and he's like, oh really? Oh yes. And that the conversation just keeps going. And usually you might be lucky because maybe they want to create a website, maybe they want to fix some problems that they have on their PCs or the website, or maybe they need a video marketing of some sort of their hostel. And this is actually a true story. So in this case, it's gonna be a little bit complicated because maybe they don't really want to pay you, but at least you will be able to stay on the hostel or the hotel for free, which is, why not, right? And you try to work for as long as you can. But now in the case of offline working, you have to be smart, because even if you're working for free, you have to try to get something out of these people. So if it's possible, try to convince them to put some sort of review somewhere on one of the websites that you have chosen to work online. So you always get out with something for the next opportunity. So try to think about it. And now topic number 2. How do you keep these clients? How can you keep them around? Because once you finish your job, why should they call you back? They're going, right? And here is the deal. If you make them happy, but very, very, very happy, there's a higher chance that they will get back to you. Or they will talk nicely to others, to their friends, or maybe they will put a very nice review on their website. And the reality is that whatever clients you find and the job opportunity that you will be able to put your hands on, this will always be temporary. So you have to start kind of planning ahead and try to get them in your hands somehow. So one of the tricks is to try to prepare yourself with a proposal to your client for a new feature, for something new that can improve the functionality that you have added or you have created for them. Or maybe the website. You made a website for them and you just did what they were strictly requested. And you're like, but I could also add an e-commerce part where they can buy ticket or things like that. But you don't do it immediately. What you do is to keep the idea for yourself, wait till the last meeting where you present everything. Before leaving the client, you just say the last words, which are, can I still have 5 minutes of your time? I have a proposal, something that I would like you to share with you, and maybe you're interested to hear me out. And that is gonna be your hook, which hopefully, if it's very well made, will keep you the client with you. Another thing is also maintenance. If it's something that breaks very often, or the guy doesn't know anything about the systems, you say, man, whenever you find a problem, something goes down, just call me. So that is also very good. You kind of created, so the idea is to create a kind of framework where the person or your client doesn't really understand it fully, which is why in the first place couldn't do it on its own. And you try to say, whatever problems you have, remember, I'm here, I will fix it for you, but you have to pay. And so that's how you keep a client. Topic number 3, which is reputation. So reputation is very important, as I said at the beginning. It's even more important than skill. What you want is that with time to build on your reputation. So keep having good ratings, keep asking for them, keep asking for reviews, and try to make the client as happy as they can so that they will put good reviews on it. The thing is, you're probably thinking, if you have different websites, you might be having some troubles because maybe you have done so much different jobs which are kind of sparse, which is very difficult for every client to find you properly. But the truth is that reputation is sort of exchangeable. So reputation from one website can be somehow important in the other one. And the thing is, you can also use LinkedIn as a main hub for all the reputation somehow. So what you can do is basically create your LinkedIn profile where you say that you're a freelancer, and then what you do is link all the accounts from the different working websites that you have to your LinkedIn account. And then what you do is putting all your good references of all the websites that you have in there, so that everyone, if he wants to check you out, he will go through maybe the link in the website, and then he will go in the LinkedIn where you can see everything together. So that's very important, because the thing is that whenever you work on something, that it's kind of marked on you, and so it's very important that everyone can see what you have done. And if you have done in many different places, well, you should just find a way to centralize it in one place. And LinkedIn is actually a very good place for that. And people, everyone, all the people in any sort of HR or working professionally will always check you out on LinkedIn first. So that's a good place to sort of put everything from different sources. This is more or less what I wanted to, all the topics that I wanted to discuss. But there is another thing that maybe I should mention, is what you should expect from all of this. How much money can you actually make a living of being a digital nomad? So the thing is, it's not gonna be easy, but you're eventually gonna figure it out in some way. I don't have all the answers. I did my adventure, and you're gonna do yours, and it's gonna be totally different. So what I can tell you is some tips, some experiences that I went through, and that can help. So what you can expect is probably not really getting much of a money, because you're gonna start with zero reputation in an environment which is full of people that are sort of bidding to the lowest price. So at the beginning, if you ever manage to find some sort of job, it's gonna be extremely cheap. You're gonna receive not much money, and you're gonna be like, why am I doing this? But the thing is, you can play it out better as a digital nomad, because you can live anywhere in the world and you can be doing whatever you want. What I mean is that you can go in very cheap countries and you can sort of volunteer as a barman or anything, actually, in a hostel and a hotel, so that you're not paying for your stay in there. They're probably gonna give you breakfast and lunch or dinner, so that you just have to pay for 1 meal per day. And if the country is very cheap, you probably can survive with even $20 per week, and actually have money actually go out. Not kidding. So here my direct experience was when I was in Cusco. In Cusco, I decided to basically work as a barman in a hostel for a couple of weeks. And in there, I had free stay and free breakfast and free lunch. So I had only to pay for dinner. And in the market of Cusco, you can have dinner for basically 25 soles, which is, at the time it was like €1. So I was living in Cusco for €1 per day. It's possible. Well, obviously I was also going out, so I was spending a little bit more on that, but it can be extremely cheap if you play it right as a digital nomad. And then finding a job that is extremely underpaid, of like $20 for something that is extremely complicated and it's gonna take 2 weeks, it's not gonna be a big deal in the end, because you can take multiple online jobs at the same time of $20, right? And you're still gonna, you're gonna make it, don't worry. Before leaving, on top of my own experience, let me give an example of actually a couple that I met. So this example, these guys were basically traveling, and they decided to stay for some time in a city. It was a cheap city, but I mean, they could live in that city for not for few, I guess, a few dollars per day, but they still decided to save money on the stay. And so they decided to basically work for the hostel in order to get free stay, and also actually free everything. There was free lunch, free breakfast, and free dinner. They didn't have to pay for anything. And what they were doing for the owner of the hostel was basically a marketing video for the place, so that he could put it on YouTube. So this job, I think, took to them like a couple of weeks. And in these 2 weeks, they were basically going around the hostel. They had very good cameras, so taking camera recordings with the camera to random people, like taking pictures of the baskets with fruits and everything, taking all the landmarks and everything. And well, this was the boyfriend. The girlfriend, she was much better in video editing, and so she was putting the video together, and also putting the music, and then putting the everything. This is, for example, an example that actually happened. Something that I think they didn't do was to ask for the person to put reviews on Fiverr or LinkedIn. They didn't care. But in your case, you probably really care about that. So yeah. So I wanted to share these experiences with you. And for this video, that's all. I have nothing else to add to this. I really hope that you liked it. And if you did, please smash the down button, which should be here. I think it's here. I hope it's here. Otherwise, it's gonna be extremely awkward for me to indicate into the other side of the video. And if you have any comments or questions, just post them down below. I'm gonna have fun to reply. And well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Jesus. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And see you in the next video. Bye. Bye. I don't know how to do it. Bye.